Hey, what's up guys? Today in Thronefall we will be doing Quest F in the map Totend. Quest F will require us to use Challenge of the Growth God, the God of Choice, and the Range God. For our weapon we're going to go with the Blood Wand. In our perks we're using Gladiator School, Experience Gain, Cobbler, Commander Mode, and Archery skills. We're definitely going unit heavy, giving them all the perks to help them out the most, so let's go ahead and jump on into it. Okay, so for night one, of course, starting off with 23 gold, we're going to get our castle, and then we're going to go right into getting units. We're going to get the Berserkers units, because I think those are the best, and we are going to get some Fire Archers. Now, with these mutators we have, we're going real unit heavy, and all the perks we have help our units get stronger and stronger. So, with our experience gain, when our units die every night, they get 6% health and attack damage. So it's kind of a good thing if you have them die, because they come back even stronger. But you'll see that in later rounds. So real quick right here in night one, you can see we're kiting the shrine. It's real important to get these shrines activated right away, because that's extra gold for all the remaining nights. So as soon as they get that first shrine, I quickly grab my guys, so they try not to kill all of them, and I don't think I did a great job, because I totally could have had that shrine activated, but because I stuck around and we killed more of those slugs, we weren't able to get the second one. But I totally recommend kite them, do a better job than I did, and get that second shrine activated. But anyways, with our perks and our units, we also, with the Gladiator School, our units are going to be respawning 75% faster. So while the waves get heavier and our units start dying, they'll be able to respawn faster, and they're going to come back 6% stronger, and it even stacks. So that is definitely a big perk here. It's kind of good to have your guys die. So again, here for night two, you can see we're kiting these, trying to get this shrine activated. It's really good to get the shrines up as soon as you can. It's okay if you die a little bit, but we did get that shrine activated, which is good. Going into night three, we have 28 gold. So in night two, we bought a little bit of economy to give us some gold. Night three, we're upgrading, getting royal training. That's gonna give us some more attack damage and health, but that's not really what we need. But with the mutator challenge, the God of Choice, that one doesn't allow us to get as much upgrades as we possibly could. So that's a really annoying one. You can see even with our blacksmith here, with our upgrades, we can't even get all the upgrades. That's a really annoying mutator to use, but they require us to use it for Quest F, so we have no choice. That's one reason why we're going unit heavy, because a lot of the upgrades that get our main hero or our main character a lot of damage, we don't have available to us. So for me, using this run, going real unit heavy was the best choice. So night three, we do a good job defending two of our farms. We lost a little bit, but we still have gold coming in. For night four, we had 38 gold, so we're increasing every night, which is good, because we need our units to get as max level and as fast as we can. So we're going to be doing a lot to get our units up, because they're pretty much going to be the ones that are doing all the work. All the work pretty much. Also, another perk that we have is Cobbler. I went with Cobbler because it gives all our melee units 50% movement speed. So once they respawn, they can get back into battle even faster. Because sometimes when you have them respawning and they're not fast enough, it makes it harder to get them back into battle, and the effective, they're not as effective. I just really like using that perk, and that's one cool thing with Thronefall is there's over 50 perks you can use, so it really makes every run, every game mode that much more interesting, and the possibilities are somewhat endless. Even though some of the perks I've never really found use for, but I think that's for a separate video. But anyways, night 5, we're still doing solid. We had 58 gold. So our economy is still doing good. You can see we got our mines and our farms. And we will always be upgrading, if we can, our units. Because those are the real heavy hitters, the real MVPs of this run. Quest F was actually an interesting one because once I beat Quest E, which was actually, to me, harder than Quest F, when I approached Quest F, I really thought I wasn't going to be able to beat this one, because if I could barely beat Quest E, I thought there was no way I'm going to beat F. But I actually did this, I think, on my 4th try. So if you can beat Quest E, in my opinion, you should be fine with Quest F. But going into the battle of night 5, we do our best to defend our blacksmith or our research area here. If you can keep those guys defended, get your guys upgraded, that's always a bonus, but sometimes it's tough defending them. And there's a second research, or I call them blacksmith, but these blacksmith, there's a second one, but we never bought that one. I think we might buy it later on when we have so much gold it doesn't matter. But the upgrades that it gave us weren't really useful for our units, so I didn't even bother going for it. But you see we're upgrading our farm still. We're going to upgrade our castle again, and we're going to get castle up. That is a good one because it's going to discount the price of all our towers. So it's kind of like a lot of free gold pretty much, because all our towers and our upgrades, and even for our walls, so it does help us a lot. So that is a good perk to grab. Also your homes. I know we have farms and mines, even the shrines give gold, but the houses, they're steady gold every night, because usually the enemy doesn't get that far in, so after they destroy all your farms, at least the houses stay alive. So you can see right here we lost a farm and a half, so our houses weren't even touched. So the houses are a good steady income coming in, and don't forget to upgrade them too, because all the gold helps. We're already at night 7. We had 78 gold, so our economy's still booming. We're getting our first hero unit, and with the hero units, I usually like the golems, but getting any variety, I really haven't found it too, especially in this run. You can pretty much get any hero units you want. I like the golems, but because they're so tanky. But some of the hero buildings don't allow us to grab those ones, so we kind of just got to work with whatever we have. But usually if you pick any of the ones, you're good. We're also upgrading our walls and our towers. Now with the towers, the only towers I would say do not buy are the towers that heal your units. I found no use for those at all. And our units die so fast and they respawn stronger, so it's kind of good that they die. So if you're following this build, I don't think it's wrong to buy any type of tower. Just don't buy the ones that heal your units. I think it's called Healing Spire, I think. But I just found no use for those ones. So at least in my opinion, go ahead and just use a different tower. You can see right there we did buy a summoning circle for the spider. With those, I only used to buy spiders. Spiders give the most gold, and they're really not that difficult to kill. Like, especially if you just wait a little bit, maybe don't grab it early game, but wait a little bit till your units are stronger, and then just grab those spiders, because they give you so much gold. Even the elite spiders, they're not that difficult. You should be able to take care of them. So we are upgrading our units even more. For night 8, we had a total of 96, almost 100 gold come in. So we're still upgrading our units as much as we can. This is a tough one because we have units coming in from all around. So we're going to try to spread our defense as much as possible. This map was very difficult because the flying units that come in from the corners, they're really difficult if you don't have the right amount of archers or towers blocking. That was one of the reasons why I couldn't beat this on the first try, is those flying units that come in on like the diagonals, those ends, really kind of messed me up. But we eventually found a system that worked. Night 9, starting off night 9, we did pretty good with our economy. We got 85 gold, not as much as the night before, but it's easier when you have units coming in from one lane. So again, here with the summoning circle, we're getting another spider. We're gonna go ahead and get 2 spiders because we want that gold, that free gold, that easy gold. So with the 2 spiders, we're gonna go ahead and upgrade these towers just to kind of help take them off, take care of the spiders a little bit. And we're gonna move all our units, of course, to the one lane that is coming up right here. Now with all this gold, I'm upgrading the towers and walls as much as I can. And one thing I found useful for me was trying to utilize as much gold as I can to upgrade the walls and towers that are outside. But mainly because the towers and walls that are inside by the main castle didn't really get attacked much. With my earlier runs, I was building those towers, the ones that are right around the castle, because I thought a lot more flying units were coming in and I kept dying to those ones. So I felt like I was wasting gold. So if I just spent more money on my archer units to take care of the flyers, I didn't have to buy towers around my castle. But everyone has their own system, but that was the one that worked for me. So for night 9, you can see we do a pretty good job. We got rid of those 2 spiders fairly quickly, and we got this wave clean. They did take our mine and our farm out, but that was totally expected. And we were still able to come up with 104 gold. And I think a lot of that came from those 2 spiders that we were able to kill, which is super good. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade our melee attacks even more with our blacksmith. Come all the way on this side and upgrade 2 walls. Get our walls going over here, help defend this line. And we're going to start upgrading some of these towers. I prefer using the sniper towers because, especially if you can, because the sniper towers focus the siege towers. Now with one of the mutators that we had to pick it was challenge the range god. That one gives the ranged enemies on the ground, they are supercharged and have 70% more range, 100% health, 40% attack damage, 50% movement speed, and minus 30% attack cooldown. So that is one of the most difficult mutators to use because those range units have so much more distance. They just peck at your towers, your houses, your farms, your units. So it's really good to get those siege equipment or those siege towers out of the way as fast as you can because their range is just ridiculous. That was one reason why I use the berserkers, because they focus those. And again, the sniper towers focus the siege equipment as well. So try to get those towers down because those things really messed me up. That was another reason why when I would try to make this run with focusing on my hero or our main character, is they would kill me so quick because I couldn't get close enough in range to even do much damage to them. So I was always on the outside trying to poke at them, but it just did not work out. So I found using the units on this was a lot better. Mainly because that challenge the range of God mutator is very difficult to get around. Maybe if I was using a melee weapon where I'm a little more tankier, that probably could have worked. But one downfall with using the melee weapons is you're not able to attack any of the flyers, which I think that's a really tough thing. That's why a lot of these rounds I play, I don't use any melee weapons. I mainly just use either the bow or the blood wand, because the ranged weapons are so versatile and it makes it a lot easier to handle any type of situation or any type of wave or any run or on any map. I just prefer the ranged weapons way better than the melee ones. I try using the melee weapons on some runs, but it's just not the same as the ranged, which I feel like that's kind of a flaw, because some of their melee weapons are super cool, but I just really haven't found that much use for them compared to the ranged weapons. But then, you know, I go on YouTube and watch some of these walkthroughs, and these other guys are using the melee weapons and they're doing just fine. So I guess everyone has their own preference. But you can see here, night 12 now. We are continuing upgrading. We're getting more castles, or I should say more towers around our castle, because we had so much gold that all of our upgrades are pretty much all meat. So now we're just kind of running out of things to upgrade. So with all our castles, we're going to try to get them all to max level. We only have a few more nights to go. And night 12 is kind of a free round. I call it a free round because they're coming only in one lane and they're fairly easy to stop. So it kind of just gives us free money because we already know we're going to win this round. It kind of gives us free money to jump into the later waves, as you will see in this battle. Night 14, I'm kind of jumping ahead, but once we get to night 14, in my opinion, if you can beat night 14, you've won, because I feel like night 14 is the hardest. So if we can get ourselves ready to get into night 14, we're good to go. And you can see there, all they did was get it to our second wall. They did destroy part of our second wall, but they were not able to get any further. Night 13, we came up with 121 gold, so we did pretty good. We are getting our not our shrine, but our temple, and they didn't really give us much good upgrades to use. I just used that lightning one. The unfortunate thing is, if you are around your units, the lightning can hurt your units as well, which that part kind of sucks. But I really just got that temple because it was only 2 gold, and I was like, why not try to get it up to max level by the last night? But it really wasn't super useful, in my opinion. I wish we had some of the other upgrades available, but anyways, with the temple, that's all they gave us, so we used what we can. We didn't get all of our shrines activated. I think we got most of them, but I think there was just one shrine that we missed. So the shrine upgrade from the temple wouldn't be super useful. I mean, it might be. The temple and that gives the shrine buff, it's not near. I mean, the best upgrade from the temple, I think, is the one that gives your hero more attack damage. It gets up to like 200%, but if you're not using your hero for your main damage output, I guess it's not super useful. Night 13, you can see all those arrows coming in. They do a lot of range damage, do a lot of poking away, hitting our houses, a lot of our economy and whatnot. But we were able to beat them, which is good. I would give all the credit to our berserkers. Their leap is super useful, especially since they focus those siege units. It's very great. So night 14, I think this is the hardest night. Night 13, getting into night 14, we had a total of over 90 gold. So we did pretty good with the gold coming in. Now for night 14, pretty much all we're doing, this is our last real night to upgrade. We're just upgrading every possible thing we can. Again, we're going back to the temple, and we're just upgrading anything and everything. We're trying to get our heroes max leveled and any other remaining tower. This night, I wish I could say I did this all in the first try, but this night took me several times to redo because the units are coming down from all directions and there's just a lot of them, and they do a good job of just cleaning house on us. We really cut it close, but we got lucky, but we were able to take out all the units. So for night 15, now night 14, you win that one, you win this last one, because the good thing about night 15 is you're mainly focusing on the other enemy unit king guy, and he's not really that hard because he kind of just follows you around, and if you can just kite him out of the way, is fairly easy to get rid of. So I had a pretty easy job of keeping him, of winning this round at least. Now as we kill him, I do direct my units to the next lane, just to kind of be ready for the next units coming in. I tried to do that a little before, so they're kind of prepared, but it didn't really go as planned. But a lot of these waves, they're not really that big, so if you can kill him right away, get him off his mount, then the units kind of stop and switch sides anyway. So we finally get him out. He does a lot of damage to our castle though, but this is the key part. If you can just kite him away from your castle, even if you're dying a whole bunch, I died a bunch of times, but if you can just stay out of your gates and let your archers and towers just poke at him over and over, he'll just stay by your body. So this is what I mean by Night 15 is not that difficult. All you got to do is just kite him around, and you can see just like that, we do a clean kill on him. Our castle has less than half health, but we still win. So, well, thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.